Hello again, welcome back to the Ninth Circle. Tonight it's a very special video, like a very special episode of your favorite sitcom in the 80s. This is my top 10 of 2023 list here. I have agonized, I have wrung my hands, I have hemmed and hawed over what was going to make my top 10, and finally I have settled on a list, and so here we go. I'm not going to say what we're playing at the moment because it's on the list, but it's not the first thing on the list. So, without any further dilly-dallying, here we go, number 10. Number 10 on the list. If you follow me on Instagram, this is not really a shocker because I kind of teased this on there with my last post, though this is my number 10 of the year. This is High Spirits with Safe on the Other Side. This just came out pretty recently here. I love High Spirits. I am, a huge fan of everything Chris Black has done. In my last video I talked about Super Christ and everything, and High Spirits is just so positive and catchy, high energy, like hard rock, metal stuff. It almost, at times, I almost feel like a weird sort of pop punk vibe to it. Like Bad Religion, like early, not necessarily early Bad Religion, but like the Suffer Against the Grain, Recipe for Hate era Bad Religion. It's kind of that level of poppiness. There's a very bubblegum pop vibe to it, but I mean, Chris just always does a great job of writing about, trials and tribulations, heartbreak, that kind of stuff. So, I don't know, it's hard to pick a favorite song. I really like the last song. It's called Good Night. The first song, and the Moonlight, is also great. I mean, really, the only reason it's lower on the list is because the previous album, 2020's Hard to Stop, I like better than this, but you can't really go wrong with any High Spirits stuff. And there's the back. I have the CD of this as well. So there you go, there's the back. They're on High Roller. They've been on High Roller for a while. I think this is the third album that they've released on High Roller. But do yourself a favor and get some High Spirits. Give it a listen. You won't be disappointed. Alright, so that is number 10. Number 9 on the list is this brand new death doom band. They are called Gateway. I don't know, we'll see if you can see it in there. Yeah, but Gateway with Galgendood. This is on Transcending Obscurity, so they're super cool. Let me open it up because there's all this cool spot gloss and everything on the digipack. You can see how cool and glossy it is. I'll open it up some more. It's like a 6-panel digipack that folds out like so. My favorite little bit there where you've got the picture of the guy behind the project, where it says powerlifting death metal against modern culture. So yeah, really cool stuff. Just nasty. It comes with a little card that shows you there's hand numbered 56 of 500 of these, but it's just really nasty, fungal, damn, putrid death doom. My favorite track is number 4. It's called Scourged at Dawn. It just has a super catchy riff in it that you can't go wrong with. So I didn't look to see what country this guy is from. I'll have to follow up in the comments. But yeah, it's just really like oppressive and rotting death doom, and I love it. Galgendood by Gateway. So that is number 9. So number 8, we're getting to what we're listening to right now. This is Festerdecay with Reality Rotten to the Core on Everlasting Spew. So these guys are from Japan. Check out that nasty artwork. Check it out there. You can see, I think if you are listening to this right now, this is some really good carcass worship. It's kind of captures the best of Symphonies of Sickness and Necroticism, and just completely distills it into a putrid, rotting stew of groovy riffs, gurgling vocals, nauseating blast beats. You know, I like Pharmacist as much as the next person, but I actually like this better, I think, than I like Pharmacist, you know. It just, I don't know, it's just really good carcass worship done right, you know. It's just the perfect blend of groove and blasting and nastiness. So, a lot of songs, 14 songs on here. We're listening to side 2 right now, but I don't know. I really, one of my favorites, the very first song on side 1 that's called Rotten Festerdecay is awesome. That's probably one of the ones that stands out the most. This is the last song on side 1, yeah, I think it's called Psychopharmacist. Like psychopharmacology, like psychedelic or psychological medications. Also on the side B, Cryptic Wounds, Liquidized Gallbladder, you know, good shit. Festerdecay, completely unreadable logo. The Japanese, they do the carcass worship right. So that is number 8. Alright, I gotta look at my list again here to see what number 7 is. Number 7, I've talked about in one of my previous videos. It's Sielunvihollinen, the last Sielunvihollinen record, which I'm just going to bring it up on the screen here, because you know what, I kind of forgot to grab it off the shelf, and I have shown it, like I said, in one of my last collection update video. I showed it, but I'll bring up the picture here. Well, maybe not. We'll just talk about it here. I got a couple things that I actually don't have physical copies of because they're not released yet, or they don't necessarily have a physical copy. But Sielunvihollinen, the most recent Sielunvihollinen album, that's number 7. As I talked about before, Sielunvihollinen is Finnish black metal, super melodic, super catchy, again, really poppy and almost like Bad Religion-esque with a lot of the hooks and riffs. Even though, I mean, the lyrics are all, you know, the lyrics are all in Finnish, and so I don't know exactly what they're singing about, but Sielunvihollinen, definitely a great black metal band. That's great. Their newest record, a great black metal record. So that is number 7. 6, I'm going to talk about. This is a band that is local. They have the only physical copies of this that I'm aware of are on cassette, and I don't happen to have one of those. But this is, holy shit, the screen completely disappeared. Classic, right? You know, you think you're prepared, and then you're not, and then you're not prepared. Here we go. So anyway, also to tie in with this, we're going to be playing, Uncross is going to be playing its very first show ever with this band, February 2nd, 2024 at Aces High in Salt Lake. This is the band Ribbons with their self-titled album, their second album released in May of this year. Ribbons are a punk rock kind of D-beat crust band. You got the Furby with the knife. You gotta love that Furby with the knife there. So they sound a lot like Sacrilege, the UK Sacrilege, like Behind the Realms of Madness. Erica, the vocalist, sounds a lot like Tam from Sacrilege. I know for a fact that Sacrilege is her favorite band ever. They just write really catchy, it keeps fading there, catchy, quick songs. Most of their songs are under 2 minutes. The average song length is about 1.5 minutes. They get in, they get out. They just have the crazy, sloppy solos and just fast, catchy, blasting riffs. It's just as good as punk gets. And, you know, so I'm super excited to be playing with them. That is my number 6 of the year, is Ribbons with their self-titled album. Check that out on Bandcamp. It's available for a buy it, name your price. So definitely check that out. All right, next on the list here, number 5. All right, we get back to the vinyl here with Tetr Aside, with the insanely long title. Oh my God, let me pull that out. Yes, Typho Tantric Aphorisms from the Arachneophidian Qur'an. There you go. You see So this is Tetr Aside's, I believe, their second full length after multiple EPs and things of that nature. Look at this artwork. Look at the artwork on here. Just fucking amazing. Poster, I'll take that. Two-piece band. They are from India. They are, I mean, you would call them, I just really like black death metal, war metal, whatever you want to call them, but this album is just unrelenting chaos, face-ripping anger and violence. You know, I know Melanie from Melanie Loves Death Metal put this pretty high on her list. It's an incredible record. I mean, the artwork, there's just so much great extreme metal that has come out of Southeast Asia and like Indian subcontinent and stuff like that. I mean, stuff like Genocide Shrines, Funeral in Heaven, that kind of stuff. And this is kind of in that same vein. Just really just blasting, heavy, crushing black death metal with very esoteric, esoteric and kind of like occult lyrics. So, number 5, Tetr Aside. I won't repeat that title because it is a mouthful. Okay, number 4 here. Again, we're going to have to do another visual aid because this record has not actually been physically released yet. But I've been listening to it on Bandcamp because I pre-ordered it. So let me bring it up again because I went on there. So this is Akitsa with their newest album, Devenir le diable, which I believe it translates in English to Becoming the Devil. I've talked about in previous videos how much I love Akitsa, how I think they're just an incredibly underrated black metal band. This year, it will be, I think I erroneously said in a past video they had been around for 25 years. They will actually be around for 25 years in 2024. They started in 99, not 98. So they are beginning their 25th year here shortly. So it's just everything. I mean, this Akitsa, it's 6 songs, songs are much longer. Akitsa over the last few albums, they've really come to have like a little better production. The riffs are always very repetitive but catchy and mesmerizing. They just loop over and over again. So, God, it's hard to get that visual aid. But yeah, I would probably be higher on the list if I had a physical copy, but I haven't listened to it. Haven't listened to it as much because I don't have a physical copy. So that's number 4 with the Akitsa, Devenir le diable. All right. So next up, we're gonna get into the top 3 here. So okay. So next, we're gonna go with number 3. This is Afsky with hundrede. So this is a Dutch project, black metal, very atmospheric, very melodic, a lot of folk elements to this. I don't know, it's very melancholy, as my associate Mr. Ben West said when he was talking about this. He said, sometimes a black metal man is sad, and that's exactly what this Afsky record is. This is a black metal man being very, very sad, very emotional, very emotive record, like I said, with lots of folk elements to it. There's a lot of acoustic guitar, but then when it is playing black metal, you've got very melodic riffs with like pained, evil, shrieking. I don't know. It just hits you. It strikes me in a certain way because of the goddamn forget sleeping in. It's fucking with me. So yeah, it just hits you in that right way with that melancholy and that darkness, and it just, I don't know. It just hits the spot. It just hits the spot. Number 2 here. Was a much agonized about number 2, actually. Or number 2. Let me grab it. It's over here again. I thought I had grabbed it. You can kind of see the great level of level of preparation that I've provided here yet again. You know, I should have done a little more with this. Let me see where it is here. Ah, yes. Here we go. Number 2 here. We've got Krieg, Ruiner. Alex Poole joins Krieg here. Haxanu, you know, that Haxanu Totenpass record. That's kind of in my next tier of like 11 through 15. That album's really good. But this album caught me by surprise. This Krieg record. There's the band here. Just kind of after their last record, which was 9 years ago, they put out a record. The last album they put out was in 2014. And that album had almost kind of a much kind of crustier vibe to it. This gets back more to the like soul-ripping black metal with a lot of melody to it and things like that. Neil's vocals are just, you know, pained shrieks and the sound of a man's soul being torn apart. I mean, great songs here with Fragments of Nothing, Manifested Ritual, Horror, The Lantern and the Key I particularly like quite a bit, so as well. So yeah, so that's number 2 for me, Krieg, Ruiner. I'm going to put that back down there. Slap it back in the thing here while we're doing this. Yep, there we go. Oh, shit. All right. And then, lastly, let me make sure, that it's number 1 here. But, yep. All right. And this, every time, this is one of my favorite bands of all time. I haven't really shown anything about them on here, but I have talked about one of their other projects. So this is Malokarpatan, which I believe that's how you pronounce it, with Vertumnus Caesar. Man, this band, they are from the Czech Republic, I believe. This is their 4th album. Nothing on here is in English at all, other than probably Vertumnus Caesar. Everything is here in their native language. This is a co-release between Invictus and Ajna. Man, this band, everything about this band, they are, you could kind of say, all right, a lot of Master's Hammer vibes. That's the main band that I think that they sound like is Master's Hammer. But this thing has 70s prog all over it. There's tons of cool, it opens with like a really cool Moog synth line. It also has, you know, kind of some Merciful Fate vibes in the riffing, you know, kind of like a lot of that like early 80s kind of occult metal, almost maybe some of that Italian kind of Death SS vibe as well in there. But I mean, I don't know, I just hear 70s prog, 70s hard rock, Master's Hammer, Merciful Fate, maybe a little bit of speed metal in there. Just, it's not the heaviest record, but man, it is just weird and catchy and just kind of like psychedelic, and I fucking love this band. Like, they can do no wrong in my book. So yeah, number 1, my favorite record of the year, Vertumnus Caesar here. You know, just since I've, you know, again, physically I've only had it for a short time too because it got delayed, but it's just been incredible. So I don't know. And then, you know, just to wrap up a little bit, it's been, as a year in general, there's been a lot of ups and a lot of downs. Like, the beginning of the year was really kind of terrible for me. I mean, and that was kind of, but out of that, the good thing that came out of it was it kind of gave me the final push to start this channel. And it's hard to believe that next month, here in a few weeks, I'm coming up on 1 year of doing this channel, and this is my 24th video. So I've basically averaged about 2 videos a month. So, you know, I'm hoping that maybe going into the new year I can be a little more productive with it. But even if not, it's still fun. I've gotten to meet so many cool people on here, and I really appreciate all the support from everyone and just the positivity. You know, so I'm pretty sure, you know, I'm going to be doing some sort of contest here in January to celebrate the 1 year anniversary of the channel, of the Ninth Circle. You know, shout out to Mordant Red, shout out to No Solutions, shout out to Marty and Alan and Ben over at Heavy Metallurgy for having me on there, and Metal Marty Mac, and James over at Storm 179, and just everyone, you know, Liam, the Death Doom Metalhead, everybody that has been supportive and commented and giving me shout-outs in videos and things like that. I really appreciate it. And, you know, was talked about on Cross, had nice words to say about the band. I can't thank everybody enough. So I hope everybody has a great holiday season, great New Year's, and I will be back soon in the Ninth Circle.